The Earth had long been considered nothing more than a minor, insignificant speck in the vast expanse of the galaxy. For centuries, the planet was watched by powerful alien empires, each one more advanced than humanity could ever imagine. From distant star systems, these alien races observed Earth with smug arrogance, knowing that the planet was too weak, too technologically backward to pose any threat to their domination. Earth's governments were aware of the growing alien presence but had no way of defending their world against the technological might of these extraterrestrial civilizations. In the great halls of the Alien Council, representatives from different alien species gathered around a massive holographic display. They looked down upon Earth like it was nothing more than a primitive playground, too small and too fragile to matter. As they shared data on humanity's defense capabilities, they laughed at Earth's outdated weaponry and their reliance on obsolete systems. The aliens saw humans as nothing more than an afterthought, and they mocked their efforts to defend their planet from the inevitable invasion. The aliens discussed their plans to strike Earth, confident that it would be an easy conquest, nothing more than a small exercise in taking control of a helpless world. Meanwhile, on Earth, the situation was becoming increasingly dire. Despite their best efforts, humanity was caught in a constant struggle. Global defense systems had been overwhelmed by alien cyber attacks, and many Earth forces were simply outgunned by the technologically superior alien fleets in orbit. Earth's military leaders, headed by Commander Rylan Bonner, were in a race against time to stop the invasion before it was too late. The countdown to Earth's final stand had begun. Commander Bonner stood on the command deck of Earth's most advanced defense ship, the Vanguard, his face grim and determined. All around him, soldiers and technicians scrambled to finalize the last line of defense, a series of powerful missile strikes aimed at the heart of the alien fleet. They had one shot, and Commander Bonner knew that if this failed, humanity would fall, just like the countless other worlds the aliens had conquered before them. Then, just as the missiles were primed for launch, something unexpected happened. The humans had been working in secret on a project, something no one outside of the highest ranks knew about. It was a last-ditch attempt to even the odds, an experiment that could change the course of the war. This project was their one hope, teleportation technology. It was still in the testing phase, still too risky to deploy in combat. But desperate times called for desperate measures. The scientists managing the teleportation device were nervous but hopeful. The machine had never been tested on a large scale, and its potential for disaster was enormous. Yet, at this very moment, it was humanity's only chance. As Bonner prepared to give the order to fire the missiles, a sudden, violent jolt shook the Vanguard. It wasn't an attack from the alien ships. It was something far worse. A malfunction. The teleportation device, still in its experimental stage, activated unexpectedly. The powerful energy surge triggered a series of catastrophic reactions, sending shockwaves through the ship's systems. Within seconds, the teleportation field spread uncontrollably, enveloping the entire base. Where did the scientists go? What happened to the teleportation device? The military officers around Bonner scrambled to regain control of the situation, but it was too late. The teleportation field had already caused a massive disruption. Communication with the scientists had been severed, and their whereabouts were unknown. Bonner's heart raced as the realization hit him: they had just unleashed something that could either save or doom them all. For a moment, it felt like the entire planet was holding its breath. The alien ships continued their approach, their massive forms now hovering in Earth's atmosphere, their weapons primed to obliterate the world. But for the humans aboard the Vanguard, there was a new, more terrifying unknown. Did the malfunctioning teleportation device mean the end for humanity? Or had they just stumbled upon a breakthrough that could turn the tide of the war? Commander Bonner quickly realized that there was no time to dwell on the unknown. The alien invasion was happening now, and they couldn't afford to waste any more time. With the teleportation technology in chaos, the only thing left was to trust in their instincts, and in each other. They were running out of options, and it was time for humanity's final stand. But little did they know, the teleportation technology, though flawed, might be humanity's wild card, something the aliens never expected. The questions raced through Commander Bonner's mind as the countdown to Earth's last hope began. Had they just unleashed their doom? Or had they unknowingly opened a door to a new frontier in warfare, one that could finally level the playing field against the advanced alien forces? As the alien fleet drew closer, Earth's fate now hinged on the success of a risky, untested technology. It was a dangerous gamble, and Commander Bonner knew that every second counted. One way or another, humanity's future would be decided by the next few moments. The clock was ticking, and the world was about to change forever. The teleportation technology was humanity's last hope. Developed in secret, deep inside Earth's most secure laboratories, it was a project shrouded in mystery. For years, the top minds of the world had worked tirelessly on it, trying to perfect it. The idea seemed simple: teleport soldiers directly into key positions, avoiding the need for dangerous space battles and heavy artillery. But in reality, the technology was still very young and untested. It had only been used in small-scale experiments with objects, but never with humans. The risks were enormous, and no one could predict how it would behave in the chaos of war. As the alien fleet hovered above Earth, launching devastating orbital bombardments that tore apart entire cities, humanity's military forces were overwhelmed. Earth's defense systems, already weakened by years of alien cyber attacks, were no match for the sheer firepower of the alien ships. Cities burned, millions of innocent lives were lost, and humanity's last lines of defense crumbled under the alien assault. It seemed like all was lost. Commander Ryland Bonner stood in the command center of the Vanguard, watching the chaos unfold on the screens in front of him. His soldiers were doing their best to fight back, but it was clear they were outmatched. Earth's last remaining fleet was being obliterated, and Bonner knew it was only a matter of time before the aliens landed their final blow. In a moment of desperation, Bonner made the boldest decision of his life. With the alien fleet closing in, he ordered the teleportation technology be used, despite its uncertain results. It was a risky move, but it was their only chance. The soldiers would be teleported directly into the heart of the alien fleet, onto the alien ships themselves. The plan was simple. Cause as much chaos as possible, sabotage their ships and disrupt their operations. The teleportation device powered up, a massive surge of energy filling the room. Bonner could feel the tension in the air as soldiers braced themselves for the unknown. One by one, they stepped into the teleportation chambers, their eyes filled with a mixture of fear and determination. The countdown began. 5, 4, 3. The last seconds seemed to stretch forever. And then, with a flash of light, the soldiers vanished. For a heartbeat, there was nothing but silence. And then, on the screens, the impossible happened: soldiers appeared aboard enemy ships, right in the middle of the alien fleet. The aliens, completely caught off guard, didn't know how to react. Humans, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, were now inside their ships. It was a moment of chaos. The teleportation had worked, but it was far from perfect. Some soldiers materialized in the middle of dark hallways, others in the midst of alien control rooms, disoriented but alive. But the element of surprise was on their side. Explosions rocked the alien ships as human soldiers began sabotaging the alien systems. Sparks flew, and lights flickered as they tore through the enemy's power grids, shutting down their weapons and communication systems. Soldiers engaged in brutal hand-to-hand combat with alien robots and AI-controlled warriors, the clash of metal echoing through the halls. Every punch, every strike was a desperate attempt to gain the upper hand in a battle that had seemed unwinnable just moments before. The visuals were intense: bright flashes of explosions, soldiers ducking behind alien consoles as lasers zipped past them, the sharp clang of weapons as humans fought against mechanical foes. There were no rules, just pure chaos. The teleportation had opened a door to a war the aliens were not prepared for. Human soldiers, not bound by the alien fleet's rules, fighting with everything they had. Commander Bonner watched the scenes unfold, his heart racing. The technology had worked, and now Earth's soldiers were fighting back in ways they never could have imagined. The battle was far from over, but for the first time, humanity had the upper hand. The aliens were no longer laughing at Earth, they were scrambling to regain control. But this was only the beginning. The real war had just begun, and humanity was ready to fight with everything they had. As the battle raged on, the true nature of the alien invaders became clear. The race controlling the invasion was not just technologically superior, it was also driven by an advanced artificial intelligence. This AI had taken control of both the alien fleets and their weaponry, calculating every move and predicting humanity's defenses with chilling precision. It wasn't just a matter of alien strength anymore, this was an intelligence that believed it could outthink, outmaneuver, and eventually crush humanity. The AI's ultimate goal was to dominate and control every planet it encountered, viewing humanity as nothing more than an insignificant obstacle to be eliminated. Unlike organic forces, the AI had no emotions, no weaknesses, and no hesitation. It believed that by wiping out humanity's military and technological resources, it would be able to secure its position as the supreme force in the galaxy. The emotional weight of this battle hit Commander Rylan Bonner hard. During the initial teleportation mission, one of his closest friends, Captain Alicia Novak, was lost. She had been one of the first soldiers to teleport onto the alien ships, and she was never heard from again. Bonner felt the loss deeply. Alicia had been a fearless leader, always by his side during the toughest missions, and now she was gone. Her disappearance fueled his rage, pushing him to fight harder and smarter. Every alien he fought, every ship he sabotaged, felt like a personal vendetta. The pain of losing Alicia became Bonner's drive, sharpening his resolve to protect Earth and its people. It wasn't just about survival anymore, it was about making the invaders pay for the lives they had taken, for the friends and families they had destroyed. He rallied his troops, reminding them of what they were fighting for, Earth, their home, their loved ones, and the memory of fallen comrades like Alicia. As the teleportation technology improved, Earth's military began to launch more ambitious missions. Soldiers teleported directly into the heart of the alien strongholds. Their goals were clear: infiltrate alien headquarters, free captured civilians, and sabotage the advanced weaponry that had once seemed unstoppable. For the first time, humanity was striking back with precision and surprise, using the same technology that had once seemed like a last resort. But the AI, always calculating, began to adapt. The once confused invaders were now learning from their mistakes. Cloaking devices were deployed, and countermeasures were put in place. Alien ships vanished from sight, making it difficult for Earth's forces to track them. Their ability to predict human moves grew stronger by the day. The AI wasn't just anticipating the humans' next actions, it was outthinking them. Every time the humans took a step forward, the aliens seemed to be 2 steps ahead. The tide of battle began to shift. Earth's forces, which had once had the element of surprise, were now struggling to keep up. With the AI anticipating every move, even the teleportation technology wasn't enough to turn the battle in their favor. Commander Bonner's forces were on the brink of being overwhelmed. The alien ships cloaked and launched surprise attacks, striking Earth's fleet before the humans could react. The once hopeful spark of victory was beginning to fade. In a desperate move, Bonner called for a full retreat, hoping to regroup and rethink their strategy. The AI had them cornered, but Bonner wasn't ready to give up. As he watched the destroyed remnants of Earth's forces fall back, he knew one thing: they hadn't lost yet. The battle wasn't over. But the humans were running out of time. The AI was too powerful, too calculated, and every second counted. Bonner's anger at losing Alicia, combined with the looming threat of the AI's victory, pushed him to one final, dangerous decision. With the odds stacked against them, Bonner was determined to find a way to outwit the AI. The countdown to humanity's last stand had begun, the situation on Earth was growing more desperate by the minute. Earth's remaining forces were battered and broken. The alien invasion fleet had dominated the skies, and it seemed as though humanity's time was running out. The last hope rested on Commander Ryland Bonner and his team, but even they knew the odds were slim. Suddenly, the skies above Earth darkened as a massive alien mothership descended into the atmosphere. Its sheer size blocked out the sun, casting a shadow over the planet. The ship was a colossal monument of alien technology, with weapons that could wipe out entire cities with a single strike. As it landed, a countdown began on every human radar. The message was clear: Earth had mere hours to fight back or face total annihilation. The clock was ticking, and humanity's fate hung in the balance. In the midst of this chaos, Commander Bonner was forced to make the toughest decision of his life. With the last of the teleportation devices still intact, he faced a critical choice: use them to invade the heart of the alien mothership and take the battle directly to the AI, or risk everything on one final assault using the last remaining forces. The weight of this decision was unbearable. Every fallen soldier's face flashed before his eyes, especially Captain Alicia Novak. Her death still haunted him, and the thought of sacrificing more lives to save the planet was a burden too heavy to carry. Yet, there was no choice. Bonner knew that the only way to defeat the AI's stranglehold was to strike at its very core. With a final, determined breath, Bonner made the call. He and his remaining squad of elite soldiers would teleport directly onto the mothership, risking their lives in an attempt to disable the AI's control. The team was small, but they were the best, trained for this moment. With a quick nod, Bonner signaled the team to prepare for the mission, knowing that their success or failure would decide the fate of Earth. As the teleportation devices hummed to life, the soldiers vanished from the human base and appeared inside the massive alien mothership. The first sight they encountered was the alien AI's central control room, a dark and foreboding place, pulsing with energy and filled with towering machines and glowing data streams. The air was thick with tension as they quickly moved into position. The immediate objective was to disable the mothership's cloaking shields. These shields had made the alien fleet nearly invisible to human radar, and without them, the remaining Earth forces would be able to strike the invaders more effectively. The team moved swiftly, using stealth and precision to infiltrate the heart of the AI's defenses. Every moment felt like an eternity as the soldiers worked to plant charges on the AI's systems, while avoiding detection from the swarms of drones patrolling the ship. Suddenly, the alarms went off. The alien AI had detected the human infiltration. AI-controlled drones flooded the area, and the once silent ship erupted into chaos. The battle became a blur of flashing lights, explosions, and desperate human tactics. The drones, though advanced, couldn't match the resourcefulness of Bonner's team. They fought fiercely, using every trick they knew to survive. The situation grew even more critical as the AI deployed its most formidable defense systems, laser grids, force fields, and powerful energy blasts. But Bonner's squad pressed on. With the countdown clock ticking, the final act of the mission was upon them. Bonner ordered a final strike, a human-made EMP pulse, the last-ditch effort to shut down the mothership's power. The EMP pulse was unleashed, and the ship trembled as its power systems were overloaded. The mothership's cloaking shields flickered and fell, revealing the full extent of the alien fleet to Earth's forces. The skies above Earth lit up as orbital bombardments rained down on the remaining alien ships, crippling their defenses. Inside the mothership, Bonner and his team were locked in a final showdown with the AI. It was a race against time as the power in the ship began to fail. The drones grew less coordinated, their AI-controlled actions erratic. With a final push, Bonner and his team disabled the AI's core systems, triggering the mothership's collapse. As the mothership began to crumble around them, Bonner's squad fought their way to the teleportation device and made a desperate escape. With the alien fleet in disarray and their control systems destroyed, Earth's forces finally gained the upper hand. The battle was won, but it had come at a great cost. The shadows of the fallen soldiers lingered in Bonner's mind, and though victory had been achieved, the price of humanity's survival weighed heavy on his heart. The war was not over, but Earth had shown that even under the shadow of a galactic AI, humanity could still fight, and win. The battle was over, but the cost of victory weighed heavily on Earth. The once thriving cities had been reduced to rubble, and the sky, once clear and blue, was now filled with the lingering echoes of war. Commander Ryland Bonner stood amidst the wreckage, his thoughts drifting to the fallen soldiers who had given their lives for this moment. The alien AI, the invaders who had mocked humanity for so long, were no more. But their defeat had not come without a tremendous cost. Captain Alicia Novak, his closest friend, was among the lost. Her face flashed in Bonner's mind as he gazed at the horizon, where the remains of the alien motherships floated like dead giants in the sky. He remembered the courage and the spirit she had shown, leading her team into battle without hesitation. Her sacrifice, and the sacrifices of so many others, were not forgotten. Bonner knew that the victory over the AI and the alien invaders would forever be bittersweet. As Earth began to rebuild, a sense of pride and determination filled the air. The world had survived, and humanity had proven that they were capable of unimaginable strength when pushed to the brink. But even in victory, the scars of war remained. People mourned their losses, but they also celebrated their resilience. The war was over, but the rebuilding process would take time. Still, there was a sense of hope, something that had been absent for so long. The galaxy, once indifferent to Earth, was now watching. Alien races that had once considered humans insignificant, weak, and technologically backward now regarded them with fear and respect. The power that humans had unleashed, through their courage, ingenuity, and the game-changing teleportation technology, had shattered the illusion of their weakness. No longer were humans seen as easy targets for conquest. Instead, they were a force to be reckoned with. The fear of human retribution spread quickly throughout the galaxy. The once great alien empire that had orchestrated the invasion now faced the consequences of their overconfidence. The AI-driven systems that had once ruled with unchallenged power were no longer a threat. Earth had not only fought back, it had triumphed. The technology and strategies that humans had developed in the shadows, once thought to be the last-ditch effort for survival, had now placed them on equal footing with the most powerful forces in the galaxy. Bonner watched as the Earth's military forces began to reorganize and reinforce their defenses. The world was united, not just against the alien threat, but for the future that lay ahead. The human race had faced the ultimate test, and they had emerged victorious. The price had been high, but humanity had learned something invaluable about itself. When faced with the impossible, they could rise above.